Kia ora whanau, or tēnā koe if you're new. If you've no idea who I am, my name is Neen. I'm a solo mum and a full-time student. I call myself the Joy Ninja because I'm on a mission to create abundance with the little income that I have. I just got sick of stressing about money and going from one financial disaster to another. So I wanted to have some savings behind me. I wanted my system, my financial system to be really simple and to not have to worry about it. And cash stuffing has done all of that for me. So I'm sharing this here because I hope that it is inspirational. This is the last month of the year, but it's also the last month of the quarter. And that's important because I haven't been doing cash stuffing for a full year. I've been doing it since April, and I think I got the guts to start recording in May maybe. So today what I'm going to do is go through all of my cash binders, give them a wee tot up and let you see what that is, and I'll take you over to my computer where I've been noting down each month how much I'm saving. This is how this is going to go. At the top my everyday, the bright orange ones are groceries, petrol and takeaways. I'm just going to go off what I stuffed a couple of days ago, even though I have already been, I've been to get bulk bread and milk, so I have slightly less than $100, but for the sake of consistency, every month I do it this way, so that's the way I'm going to do it. Allowance, I don't count that. Once it's out of my hands, I don't, it's not my money anymore. So then this next group, we will count that. I'll just put those that way. We'll just quickly go through. Household still has 10 from last week. The money I put in these black folders goes in, goes out pretty quickly, to be honest. Pin money, I've still got 15 in there. That's just my personal spending, like for hobbies and coffees and all that kind of thing. It's not a lot, but it's a little bit of something that I don't have to feel, guilty about spending. Beauty has got 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70. I'm sorry if my voice is a bit scratchy, it's the end of the day, and when I say 70, I'm still getting over this throat business. Clothes, what we got in clothes, 25 at the minute. And then giving has 15 left. It would have been 30, but I just 15. I took 15 out, and I'll actually put this aside because I have to remember to put that in my bank. I did an online donation thing, so that needs to go back into the bank. I took it out of my buffer, and I just need to square things up. So then this is the priority binder that I've been focusing on the last few months. These are the things that are important but that don't come up all the time, like the black binder is more frequent. And my dentist, I have got 50, 70, 80, 91, 10, 20, 35. $135 for the dentist. And my health envelope, this is where the prescriptions come out. Kids' vitamins, stuff from the pharmacy. I have 20, 30, 45, 50. There. Kids fun, Unfortunately, because I haven't been feeling great this week, we haven't spent any of this, but there's quite a bit. 20, 40, 50, 60, 70, 85. Yeah, so it's my intention next week to go use some of that and do some cool stuff. Fur base has 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 65, 70. My car envelope has got 20, 40, 50, 65, 70. So that's built up again. It's more than I thought, because I've just been putting $5 a week in car. That's going to help, well, it's going to cover the registration and warrant. In an ideal world, I would like to get this right up so that it would cover like the excess. I have no excess on windscreen, but I've got like a $400 excess on my insurance policy, so it'd be great to have, you know, that money sitting there just in case, and going forward from that to build it up beyond there, so that if there was any major mechanical stuff, I could cover that. But yeah, that's for the future. It's my Christmas and birthday envelope. It is completely gone. There is nothing in the savings account. Had a great Christmas and birthday. I'm so happy I funded things, so I'm going to have to start stuffing that again from next week, and I'm taking out my fully funded slip so we can get going again. Alright, the last folder here has got my savings challenges in it. So an emergency savings, we have the majority of it's in the bank, $750 in the bank, and we have 20, 30. Is that right? I think I put the wrong thing in there. Let's just go by this. We've got $755 and 30 in cash. Yeah, sorry guys, I've put the wrong slip in. I'll write down $755 anyway. Kids savings. We have 100 in the bank, 20, 30, 45. And we actually have, I had a $2 coin in there, and I'll tell you what I did with that in a minute. Right, change jar. As I mentioned, I will give away a little envelope like this with the giveaway. So change jar is this guy here. Because I do all my regular spending, like my groceries and petrol and that, in cash, I get change and I pop it in there, and at the end of every month I go to the bank and get it turned into notes. But this time I swiped out that extra $2 there, and what I'm going to do is put 5 back. Oh, I haven't bought the right marker either. So essentially what I've done is added $3 into this to round it up. I hope that makes sense. Just because 147 seemed like, you know, an odd number to end the month on. So now I have 150, 100 in the bank, and 50 in cash. And I almost like to put that in the bank. I know it's not a lot of money to deposit, but the kids get better interest than I do in any of my savings accounts, so you know, may as well go. So the rest of this, I'll show you where that's going in a minute. Let's count these last 2 challenges. Ninja Goals, we are $30 off. So we have 51, 1, 10, 20, 30, 45. And we're gunning for 175. And I'd like that for the start of the term, so I've got a month to put in $30. Excuse me, which is, yeah, sort of doable, sort of. And then in my tangi day, the goal is 200, and I have 50, 70, 91, 105, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 32. But what I'm going to do is put in another 10 and colour in all these 2s and stick that back in the jar. At the end of today, I've got $55, $60 left to finish this. So 60 in this one, 30 in this one, that's $90 to put into savings over January. So that's that. Now I get to put the rest of my rollover money, so bits and pieces that I've taken out of change. You know, this is what's so good about doing things in cash and saving your change. Like, emotionally, I've already spent the money. I haven't had to find this out of my budget. It's not a situation where I've kind of had to say to myself, oh, well, you deny yourself one thing so that you can save this money here. It's just change. Stuff you didn't know that you had. And this little guy has got 12 pockets in it. So I put $10 in November. I'm going to put this 20 in here in my December pocket. I'm going to keep stuffing it. Next October, who knows how much I'll have. But I figure it will be a really useful amount to have just before Christmas and Black Friday sales. It might help me out a little bit with getting summer clothes, and I've called it treat yourself, so yeah, I might actually treat myself. I just thought I'd get this out and give it an airing. Yeah, give it some air. This is another way of saving for emergency, and I've done a video on, I've done the planning for a video on emergency savings. I haven't had the voice to record it, but at some point really soon I will. And I wanted to kind of explain my thinking process behind coming up with this little binder that I made. And I know it looks quite spacious now, but once you get some cash in there, this guy is going to bulk out. So I have all my basic living expenses, and the deal here is that I want to be trying to stuff extra money out of my budget each week to try and build up a month's worth of bills and rent and, like the basics to live, to get myself a little bit ahead. So there's rent there, variable expenses, that's like groceries and petrol basically, utilities, so my power and phone, my basic insurances, and I have put subscriptions in there in the back, but like, is that a priority? Maybe, maybe not. This is just another way of kind of thinking about saving for an emergency. So a lot of people say, oh, you should have like $1,000 in the bank, and I think you should have some emergency savings. I think $1,000's not going to get you very far these days. But if you're like me and you're on a limited income, $1,000 is a lot of money. It's a lot of money. I mean, I've been trying to save really hard since April, and I've had to dip in and genuinely use that money for emergencies. And then it takes me a long while to get it back up to where it was. So it's sitting at, well, $7.50 at the moment. You know, I had a family member die and I had to book flights and in a hurry. That sort of stuff isn't cheap. I'm really grateful that I had some money and that I can use it, don't get me wrong. But I guess I'm just saying, like, I totally understand if $1,000 seems like unattainable. So here's another way to think about it. What if you just looked at your rent, right? And you said, okay, I'm gonna put $20 a week or $10 a week or $5 a week. I'm just gonna shove it in this envelope, just let it tick over and build up. And then one day, you've got an extra week's rent sitting there ready to go. Does it mean that you should only use it on rent? Well, of course not. If you have to go to a tangi or, you know, your car breaks down and you need it for work, or petrol prices just suddenly go through the roof and again, you need it for work, you got to use the money. There's no rules. I'm just saying that my brain kind of like looks at this and goes, oh yeah, I can do this. Whereas $1,000 kind of just seems like too big a mountain to climb at times. All right, lastly, before I do this giveaway thing, let's have a wee look on the computer. And I just wanted to show you, trigger warning, this is going to move. Since April, I've been recording those top 3 things that are in my green binder. Actually, the 4 things, a change jar. So I've been recording saving up in those envelopes. Variable expenses, they're the money I carry around in my envelope for groceries and petrol and whatnot. But they're also the things that are in the black binder, like the beauty envelope and the gifting envelope. Then sinking funds, that's all the stuff that's in the pink envelope, like the dentist and pet and car. Sinking funds, online accounts. So the values have changed quite a bit, and part of the reason for that is when I started out, I didn't start getting out the money in cash. I left it in my bank account, but it was all together in one account, and I just found it hard to, in my brain, do the mental splitting. Oh, you know, 100 of that is for the pets. Saying that sinking funds used to be all online, now they're pretty much all in envelopes. And then other savings challenges is things like the smaller ones, the Waitangi Day and the Ninja Goals one. So we track along there. We can see at the end of the year, those are my totals. We can change that because I just put extra money in the kids savings, and in the Waitangi I put in an extra 8, didn't I? So 77 and 8 would be 85. So that means that between this month and last month, I managed to save $128. I'm $128 better off than I was last month. And that month of November was a big spending month, and so was October. So I was actually going backwards there, but I've managed to start going the right way. And down here I just make some notes for myself, like I'm restarting my Christmas and birthday fund, obviously from next week. I am thinking that my goals for next year, or the next quarter, January, February, March, my goals, they're kind of looking the same as the last quarter, but instead of like just putting money into an emergency fund, I'm going to be stuffing it into that new purple binder. The dentist is still really important, and the cats because one of them needs to get fixed and the other one needs her teeth cleaned, are important. So those are my top 3 priorities. I could have more, but 3 feels like that's enough. And above that, I've got find additional income. So I'm in a place in my study that I need to finish it off and start to look for, you know, like my forever job, my full-time role. So they are my goals. That's my financial position. I feel good about that. It's slowly going in the right direction, but you know, slowly. So I think if I'm just posting it to let you know that if you don't have a lot of money and it feels like it's not worth it, it is worth it, but you just got to give yourself a lot of grace and a lot of patience. It's just going to take however long it takes. Right, time to draw the winner of my first ever giveaway. I'm just copying the ULR into this online page. I think it's called YouTube Picker. I've watched a few other people in the cash stuffing community do it, so it seemed like the simplest way to get this done. Andrea Lord. I thank you, Andrea, for entering. I know you've made a lot of comments on my channel and I appreciate you. I would love to help you set up an emergency fund, and I'm thinking that this envelope challenge could be the way to do it. So, how to get in touch with me. Andrea, can you go to any of my videos? In the description, there's a link to either of my shops. So I've got a felt shop or I've got an Etsy shop, and you should be able to send the seller a message. So do it that way. If that's not working for you, leave me a comment on this video and I'll work out another way of doing it. Just be safe. If anyone comes into the comments that has the same like profile picture as me and says contact me on WhatsApp, I don't have WhatsApp. I know it's a scam going around YouTube, and that might come off as being quite up myself because I'm a tiny little minnow in a massive pond, but you know, you never know. So just watch out for scammers. Congratulations again, Andrea. I will be back in a few days with another cash stuffing. Kia ora.